Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Elizabeth Greene, paranormal romance author, and today we have a change of scenery. As you can see, I got very fed up of staying indoors during lockdown, so I thought when I came out for my daily piece of exercise I would bring you with me, and I will do today's video on places that inspire me and give me a moment of peace and thinking time for me to be able to do my writing. So before we get into any of that, make sure that you have clicked that subscribe button and rang the bell to stay up to date with the latest from me. Okay, so let's get started. Where am I today? Well, I happen to live next door to a cemetery, which is a little bit weird, I know, but I come in here walking a lot. I have a dog, so we walk him a lot, and I've also got a couple of small children, so it may seem very strange that I would bring children to go for a nice walk in the cemetery. Perhaps it's a little bit morbid, perhaps it's a little bit gothic, but it's actually a really lovely, peaceful place. It's quiet, it's beautiful, and it's got a lot of history here and a lot of wildlife, so it's actually a really lovely place to go for a walk. So today we're going to have a little wander around. I'm going to show you some of my favourite spots, and we're going to look at some of the scenery here. I mean, unfortunately it's quite a chilly, wet, blustery day, so it's not looking its best, but in the sunshine or when it's all frosty, this place just looks so beautiful, so atmospheric, and it's actually just a lovely place to be. Another useful thing I find when walking around the cemetery is you can get inspiration for names or for characters, especially those sub-characters that pop up in your story. I often struggle to come up with names for them. Oh, sorry, it's a bit windy. I often struggle to come up with names for them, so wandering around the cemetery and having a little look at the people who are residing here, it helps give me a little bit of inspiration. I don't copy them outright. I will sometimes mix and match some names, but it's a useful thing to be able to do. So we might have a look at that today. I'm not going to zoom in on any of the graves because I don't want to upset anybody or be disrespectful. So, but we'll take a look, and if I see anything that looks particularly beautiful, I might just zoom around and show you guys. Okay? One of the things I like about this place is, although there is a lot of death here, it's a cemetery, a lot of people are, like I say, residing underground here, but there's also some first signs of spring arriving, and that is really cheering me up because this January has felt so long, especially because we've been in lockdown. So those little sights of spring are really, really uplifting, and I'll just show you a few of them now. We have, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but we've got some crocuses popping up through the ground, really pretty little dots of purple, and it's all things like that that are making me smile. So I'll see if we can find any snowdrops as well, because there's been loads of those coming up as well. But yeah, as you can see, lots of nature. It's very pretty, it's very quiet, and it's just a nice place to come and think, get that breathing space, especially I've got two small children at home, so sometimes we all just need a break, don't we? And this is really good for your mindfulness. So if anybody is struggling during lockdown, I definitely recommend coming out for a walk, finding the little nooks and crannies near you because we can't go far, and just being outside in nature, getting some fresh air, just helps recharge the batteries a little bit. Here I'm just walking down one of the lanes amongst the cemetery, and what I really like about this place is that there's lots of variety in the graves, and I think you can look back through history on the different styles and the different sort of time lapses in terms of what people said about each other. A lot of the time you just get the usual was born when and died then, but sometimes you get some really interesting snippets of information, and I wish people did that more often, because you get things like a young man who tragically died. He was a labourer, and he tragically died during a masonry accident whilst he was building the town hall, and things like that I think are really interesting because I'm a bit weird. Yeah. I said it. But up here there is an absolutely gorgeous grave, so I'm just going to flash it to you briefly so we don't upset anyone. But it is stunning. It's really gothic. It's got this this gorgeous tree growing behind it. It's just beautiful. Now usually it's got a lot more ivy growing up around it, and for me that is just like an inspirational moment. I just look at it and think, wow, what's the story there? Is there a vampire lurking beneath? Are they about to come out of the ground? But yes, that's because I have an overactive imagination. But yes, so that's one of the joys you get for walking through a cemetery. This is such a random video. Oh, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely nutty. Oh well, it's better you learn sooner rather than later. So another fun fact that I have learned since moving in next door to a cemetery is that there are a lot of crows in a cemetery, and at first I thought, oh my god, that just adds to the creepiness. But actually, apparently the reason that crows are here is because it's so quiet. There's not many people and they're very shy and recluse, so they like a quiet life. They can get on with things without too much disturbance. So that's why you see so many crows around a graveyard or a churchyard. It's not because they're there like haunting or they represent the souls of the dead or anything like that. But there's a lot of them here because of that. And I also learned that a group of crows is known as a murder of crows. How cool is that? A murder of crows. I think that's one of my favourites. Okay, so now we're coming up to one of my favourite parts of the cemetery. I think it's really, really pretty here. I don't know if you can see in the background behind me. Let's turn to one side, the other side. There is two chapels facing each other either side of the most magnificent fir tree. It's beautiful, it's huge. I'm going to get a little closer so we can get a closer look. And it's just really pretty. It's really lovely, really well framed. So I think, yeah, we're going to go and have a little closer look at that. So there is the beautiful fir tree. It's so huge, it's absolutely gorgeous. And on either side you've got the most pretty little chapels, and these are sort of, I believe, Victorian built chapels. Which would make sense. I think the oldest grave I think I've spotted in here is from the 1830s, which is still pretty cool history. And yeah, they're just so pretty, and they do hold services here for those people who are being interned. But it's just a really pretty place, really calm, really peaceful, a lovely spot. And yeah, it's one of my favourite places. And here is one of the other really lovely spots in the cemetery. This is the First World War memorial graves. Again, this is somewhere where I will often on Memorial Day come with the children, and we will sit and we'll explain to them about the soldiers and what they did for us, how they fought for us, and how it's important to remember their sacrifice. And I'm hoping you'll be able to see behind me that lovely little memorial place where somebody can sit and just think. And it's a really lovely place. I like to come there and again just sit and contemplate things, gain a little bit of perspective. I think it's always good to gain a little humility and be humbled by events of the past. It always makes me feel like my problems aren't so bad. So yeah, it's a good place to come and just sit and contemplate and feel grounded again. So that's all from me today. Bit of a random one, I know, but hopefully the change of scenery has been interesting for you and you've learned a thing or two about cemeteries and crows. But just to remind you all that my debut novel, Saved by the Big Bad Wolf, is available for you to purchase now. You can get it as a paperback or you can get it as an ebook on Amazon. The details are in the description below, and just so you all know, it's on a special offer at the moment for 99p, and of course it is on Kindle Unlimited, so you can get it for free if you are signed up to that. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been random, but hopefully it's been interesting. Take care now everybody, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.